So, we've both been to see Thor Ragnarok.
Yes, I've seen it twice.
You've seen it twice, I have seen it once. Nathan, tell us your thoughts.
It was really good. It was probably, honestly, it was like one of the best. Like, let's be honest. It was like top 5.
Easily the best Thor movie.
Definitely the best Thor movie. I was not that big of a fan of the first one when it came out. I can appreciate it more now, I guess. What I like about it is that they took Thor and whoever the director was, he deserves credit. I don't know I don't know the name. He has a kind of a weird Watiki, something like that.
Are you talking about Thor Ragnarok?
Yeah, Thor Ragnarok's director. I know he played Korg though, which is a fun fact.
He did?
Yeah. Which is one of the best characters in the movie.
Well, I know he's from New Zealand, and I knew the guy who played Korg was from New Zealand. I didn't know they were the same guy.
It's him. I can just imagine, like, you can tell how much fun he was having with it. It's awesome. So, what I liked about it, though, was that they looked at Thor and they realized, and I think it had a lot to do with the success of the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise.
Oh, definitely.
They looked at Guardians of the Galaxy. They were like, "Wow, this has barely references Earth, and people love this stuff." Like, they realized Thor doesn't have to be some like relatable. Like, he doesn't have to be like, they don't have to do the fish out of water trope where it's like, ha ha ha, he's not from here. It's funny. Like, you don't have to bring Jane into it and have her funny like friends. Like they
I will say, and by the way, spoilers, of course. Yeah. I didn't like how they just casually mentioned that.
I guess
Jane broke up with you. Oh no, I dumped her. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to handle it that way.
The Marvel Cinematic Universe doesn't have a very good record of following up with relationships.
No, they don't.
Probably the best one would be Captain America and Peggy, but other than that, like with Pepper Potts and Jane.
They bring Pepper back, though.
But still, she was kind of tucked under the rug for a while, and it was kind of like, what the heck?
In Age of Ultron, yeah.
Yeah, and then, but yeah, so, and with Hulk's girlfriend, like, whatever happened to her. But that whole movie was kind of tucked under the rug. But anyways.
Yes.
They looked at...
Although, they brought Thunderbolt Ross back.
Really?
Yeah, he was in Civil War.
But it was a different actor. Really?
Same actor, the General.
Oh, I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
Oh. But
which is Betty's dad, by the way.
Yeah. So what they did with this Thor movie was like they saw that people might actually like Thor for who he is, and they don't have to put him on Earth to make it a fun movie. They were like,
and I love that they actually that first scene where he's fighting
the fiery guy.
It's like Sar something.
Yeah,
Sarkad. Sar. I'm gonna call him Sarkad. So he's fighting Sarkad, and he's actually doing moves with the hammer that he hasn't done since the really first Thor movie.
Yeah,
like where he's just like twirling it around and like doing stuff where he's like getting it in the dirt and like throwing dirt up. But like he hasn't done that since the first movie. And that was an awesome scene,
dude. The shots and stuff, like when it was falling, the hammer around.
I thought. First of all, I didn't know that was going to be a fight scene.
Yeah.
Where he's like bound in chains and like then it turns into this really cool fight scene. And then when I realized like, oh, okay, we're going to get a fight scene right off the bat, and then it was like super involved, and I'm just like, oh, well, this is going to be a good chunk. This is going to be a good chunk of the opening of the movie. Great, I'm going to enjoy this.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't expecting that at all.
It was great. And so yeah, I thought it really worked, and it had a lot of Guardians of the Galaxy vibes, which definitely worked in its favor.
Yeah.
I thought the character of Hela was done really well. Like,
Kate Blanchett always does a really good job. She played Galadriel in the Lord of the Rings movies.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, but I was impressed with I was really happy that none of the trailers spoiled the stuff about her.
Right?
Did something?
There were 2 specific shots in the trailers that they changed to not spoil certain things. And I'm really glad that they did it. So there's a point during the Thor versus Hulk fight.
Yeah.
Okay, I will say the one thing. If you've seen any of the trailers, you know that Hulk is in this movie. Okay? If you've seen the movie posters, you know Hulk is in this movie. It was kind of silly that when he gets to this planet
right.
that he's on,
there's all the build up.
there's all this build of like, oh, the champion. Oh,
that gets to another point I wanted to talk about. Imagine how cool it would have been. And I know that like it's kind of Hulk's a major point in the movie, so it would have been something hard to cover up, to hide, you know, like what with people taking pictures of the set and stuff, and Mark Ruffalo being on there. But people have done stuff like that before. If it had been kept like hush hush and it wasn't in the trailers at all, that would have been a really cool moment. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like the green powder bombs coming down, like kind of maybe people would be like, I wonder. And he just comes out there. That would have been so cool. Because like you're saying, it is kind of silly, all the build up, because we all know Hulk's in the movie. If we didn't know, like, that would have been really cool. And I'm not being picky about trailers revealing too much. Like, I don't feel like that's too much, because it's, you know, kind of a major point. But it would have been awesome. But like I was saying, the way Hela was done, where she came and she just like showed all of this stuff, was really cool. Like, I did not ever think that she was gonna be his sister. Like, that surprised me. I was like, okay.
I didn't know that either.
And what was great about it is the more she like talked about stuff, like the more it made sense. Like when she got back to Asgard and she talked about how like she helped, you know, like conquer
Odin.
Yeah,
like,
and then he covered it up because he felt like guilt about it or whatever.
He changed his mind.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah.
Like, because it made sense to why he like had to like lock her away and stuff. She was done so well. Another point that I have, I've heard people say that people like nitpicking the movie because it's such a good movie, say stuff like the character of Hela was too much of an expositional piece. But that kind of, I have a problem with that kind of argument, because like, where's the line? Like, I get that sometimes people have problems with like exposition being revealed in cheap ways.
I never have a problem with exposition. I really don't.
I'm so sick of people saying that. It sounds like they're just trying to sound all sophisticated and cool. Like, oh, such an expositional character. Like, that was the point of the character. She's supposed to come and be like, hey.
Yeah. Hey, guess what?
You believe.
Guess what? Exposition exists in real life.
Yeah, exactly.
People have to explain things at times.
Yeah, like that's a problem I have with movie critics in general. Like they get like I guess I can understand sometimes when it can be like really obvious, like
too much.
Yeah,
You
just
can't get
show
too
us.
much.
You don't have to keep on telling us.
And that's what they did with Valkyrie.
Yeah.
They actually just showed you a memory of her fighting Hela, and you're just like, okay, I get it.
Yeah, but so my point when I heard someone talking about the movie like that, I was like, but that's what the character was supposed to do. Like,
yeah,
it wasn't a cheap way to do it. She's supposed to come and like blow everything out of the water.
So are we covering positives first and then negatives later? I think we should cover negatives like last.
I have 0 negatives, so that's going to be
zero
tough.
negatives. Okay. Well, what else do you like about it? Because I do have some qualms with the film.
I really like the resolution. Like,
yes,
you get so tired, and this is another thing that I liked about Doctor Strange, the way he defeated Dormammu.
Yeah.
Which another cool thing was that he was in the movie, and it showed us the same scene that we saw at the end of that, like the exact same scene.
Right.
I had completely forgotten, and I wasn't expecting him, honestly. But when I saw that like portal open up around Loki, I was like, yes.
I knew exactly who it was. Like that.
Yeah.
It's just like there's like Loki's like,
I've been falling for 30 minutes.
Not me.
Was hilarious. But so I get so tired of like. So you see it all the time in like superhero movies. Like something is explained at the beginning of the movie that's going to be significant to defeating the villain in the end, and then they're like, "How do I beat this guy?" And it's like memory. Oh yeah, I do this, and then they're done. It's so simple and it's like done to death, right? Like I like it when the final like set piece is more complex than that. Like how Doctor Strange did it by, you know, doing the time loop. That was very clever. He didn't just beat him with sheer power. And so Thor was the same way. Like the whole movie, it was done so well. The whole movie, I was just wondering how in the world are they going to beat her? Like, and they even teased that maybe Thor was going to be able to do it with these new powers he was getting. But it's like, even that, you know, he strikes with lightning and he's like, hit her with another lightning bolt. He's like, I just hit her with the best lightning of all lightning and it did nothing. And so you're like, okay, even Thor's powers are useless. And then it does a callback. It's like,
and I liked how
it was done so well.
I loved how they did that. Where so of course, this is revealed in the trailer, so not really spoiler, even though we're doing spoilers. You know, Mjolnir gets destroyed by Hela as soon as she shows up. Like, it's the first thing Thor tries to do. And actually, did you catch that when you're looking at those...
Yeah, but she was holding it. Yeah.
She was the
hers.
original wielder of Mjolnir. But I loved how Odin explains to Thor later on, like...
Yeah, he's not the god of hammers.
No, well, he... Basically, the hammer was there... Okay, so have you ever seen Inuyasha?
No.
It's an anime about a half demon, half human who inherits a sword from his demon father called the Tetsaiga, and it's like it looks like a old beat up, chipped, rusty katana until it can transform to this huge like fang looking like sword, and he uses it to protect himself, to fight with. It gets broken in the show. When that happens, his demon blood awakens and he almost becomes full demon, and it's like his full power awakens, but it's actually bad for him. That's why his father gave him that sword, to like keep his powers in check. So they kind of it's very similar. I don't know if they even knew that this happened in Inuyasha, or if they even knew that this anime existed, but it's very similar. Like, Mjolnir was actually given to him to help him channel his power of lightning.
But really, it was never even meant to be his. So it's like the idea that it's holding him back.
Right.
And so my brothers, when it got broken, and after the movie, they were like, "Oh man, it sucks that the hammer got broken." But
I don't think so.
No, yeah, exactly. They go, "He better get a new one." Blah blah. I think that it's awesome. Like, it shows you, like, now that he doesn't have that, like, kind of weighing him down in a sense, he's got, like, all these new abilities, and it makes the character so much more interesting and exciting. Like, and another thing that I noticed, which might be small, like, the lightning stuff that he was doing was, like, kind of, like, simple. Like, I kept on wanting him to do, like, certain cool stuff with the lightning abilities when he was fighting on the bridge. But then again, I thought, like, maybe they're, like, saving it for later, like, later in the movies where he'll,
and
like, master, like...
It doesn't happen.
Yeah, but, like, no, I'm saying, like, later on, not in the movie, but, like, in future movies, he'll get better with it, you know? Like, that's an exciting thought, too.
Yeah, you're seeing an evolution. Yeah. It's cool because you're seeing an evolution of his powers, which is really something we only saw in Iron Man. We just saw him getting better suits and more creative suits.
So it's like, now he can shoot lightning, and it's like really, he looks so cool when he does it too.
Yeah,
and his
when
eyes
he powers
are blue.
up,
it's like I can't help but think like Super Saiyan. Like after, like I'm sorry, but like it feels like. Yeah. His power levels are over 9,000 now, and it's just awesome. So I've gotten way off track from my original point, which was the way they resolve it. So like, you know, Asgard is not a place; it's where they go.
The name of the movie is Ragnarok.
Yeah. So it's like, when's this apocalypse thing going to happen?
Yeah.
You realize
you find out
that's the solution,
and you find out at the beginning of the movie. Well, Ragnarok is a very specific event which happens when this dude that he fights at the beginning, if his skull touches this flame that was in even the first Thor, by the way. Yeah. If it touches the first flame, he'll like become invincible and destroy Asgard.
And honestly, I may be slow. I was not thinking about any of that towards the end. Like,
I was thinking that would become, as soon as he was going to take the skull back to Asgard, I'm like, well, you're kind of just setting things up for Ragnarok right now.
Yeah.
But then I started thinking like, okay, so I guess Ragnarok really means, you know, Hela coming over and taking over.
Yeah, exactly. That's what was so cool about it, because like you think it's that, but then it's that, and it's the same way for the characters too. So I was like, in my mind the whole time, I'm like, how are they going to kill her if she's in Asgard? And she draws her power from Asgard. I never put two and two together. I was like, I never thought the solution is to destroy Asgard.
They didn't even mention that she draws her power from Asgard until kind of late in the movie.
He mentioned it at the very beginning.
Who?
Odin, when he was talking about her.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Okay.
He said,
he said,
my power is the only thing keeping her. And when she gets to Asgard, her power will be limitless. He says that, actually, at the beginning.
And I thought it was a cool... I thought that in the trailers, they don't really show you anything that she does except break Mjolnir. Mm-hmm. And her power is she can just make blades. She can shoot blades out.
She can really like make anything out of any weapon out of thin air because she makes the axe and gives it to
any
Scourge.
Bladed weapon she can create.
Yeah, which I thought was cool.
And I just loved how they didn't make it kind of like any kind of like magic. It just comes out of her. It's just like
how she does her head thing too.
Yeah. They do that a little bit too much. Like, okay, we get it. Like, that's when she gets serious, when she puts her hair up and it becomes like, all...
She becomes a deer.
Disney villain, like, looking. She looks like Maleficent at that point,
Yeah, for real. She did remind me of Maleficent. But
definitely good.
But it was just great the way the whole thing came, like, full circle.
Yeah, they use Ragnarok. They get that guy to kill Hela.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of a funny moment, honestly. He's like,
they turned it into a funny moment.
What?
They turned it into a funny moment with Korg.
No. Yeah, he's like, we can rebuild it. It'll be a sanctuary for all.
As long as the foundations are intact, we can rebuild.
And it's like this, like, serious, like,
make it a place for all races, and then it. Boom! The whole thing.
He's like, no, sorry, those foundations are destroyed.
Nope.
And when he's holding the
Meek,
when he's holding him, he's like, oh, Meek's dead. I stepped on the bridge and I've just felt guilty about it.
I stepped on him.
Yeah, and he's like, oh no, never mind. Meek's alive.
Yeah, Meek's alive. He's so low key about everything. He's
so
great.
Funny. Oh my god,
such a good character. I did hear that he will actually be in. Avengers.
Praise the Lord. He does not need to go away anytime soon.
Don't kill him off. Keep him on for a few movies.
I was worried that he would die eventually.
Yeah, because he seems like he's kind of weak.
Yeah, I was glad that it was Scourge instead, the Keemstar of Asgard.
Scourge didn't die.
Yeah, he did. He got shot through the chest. She totally killed him.
She does kill him?
Yeah.
Oh, she does.
I didn't remember it actually the first time either. I kind of thought he lived, and when I watched it the second time, I was like, "Oh yeah." But yeah, he jumps off with D and Stroy, and then he's like, and then
he was a cool character.
He was. Yeah.
I mean, I liked how they. He starts off as like this guy he was
a predictable character. Yeah. But I knew he was going to turn good eventually.
As soon as I thought, I'm like, he's doing the whole thing like hiding among the refugees. I'm like, oh man, he's being a coward. But then he has a change of heart and. Yeah, he goes out like a hero, so that was cool.
Yeah.
Trying to think, is there anything else? So let me get into before I give my qualms about the movie.
Yeah.
The things in the trailers that they changed. This one was kind of a minor change. When the very first trailer we see where Mjolnir gets shattered, they were in a completely different place. They were like I think they were supposed to be.
I think they were in Asgard.
No, they were in Hell.
Really?
Yeah.
In like the fiery place in the beginning?
Yes.
Yeah, I did think about that when I first saw it. I was like, wait, it's in a grassy place like this?
Yeah, then they're in Norway.
They probably did it just to catch you off guard, which I think is
or they changed their mind, you know.
Yeah.
But there were some things that they the other two major things that they changed. So during the Thor and Hulk fight, they kept it hidden that his full thunder powers awakened during that fight. And let's be honest, he would have won that fight. Like, Thor would have beaten the Hulk.
Yeah.
If not for that little shocky thing, which I'm just like, oh, come on. That thing is still affecting him even when he's, like, in this
I know. You would think he could... Okay, what I was thinking, electrocute it, break it.
Right, but no. I guess they had to have him lose the fight because the story kind of would have been weird if not. But... there's a shot in the film where he leaps and he uppercuts Hulk. In the movie, he's got the whole lightning thing going on, like lightning shooting out of him.
Oh, they hadn't done the effects yet.
And they left the lightning out
in
the trailer. Yeah, it was good. I'm glad that they did that. Another thing that they did with that shot that they reveal in the trailer where Hela says the line, I'm the goddess of death. Remind me again what you're the god of, and you see him land on the bridge and he's got the lightning thing. You know what was different about that in the trailer compared to the movie?
No.
He had both eyes in the trailer.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right actually, because that's why I was surprised when he got his eyes cut out. I was like, wait, I thought there was a scene. I remember thinking that now. I was like, I thought there was a scene where he landed on the bridge like with both eyes, which is kind of sad because he looks cooler with with both eyes blue, you know. But he also looks pretty BA with one eye gone.
So that leads me to my first comment of the movie. And you're probably going to disagree with me with this, and a lot of people probably disagree with me with this. I have a rule that as someone who occasionally will write stories, I'm a fan of stories, I have a problem when you either kill or maim your main character. I don't like it when a main character either loses a limb. It's one of the reasons I hate Empire Strikes Back. I hate that Luke loses a hand. I really do. That really bothers me.
Why?
It just does. It bothers me. Because when you do that, you have crippled them. You have made them not they're not going to be as they're not ever going to be as effective as they are whole.
Rip Thor's depth perception.
So yeah, Thor's missing an eye now, and it happens so fast.
That's true.
I was like, oh, what? It's like, whoa, he just lost an eye.
Literally, she didn't even stab him. She went.
She's
like, oh, my eye's gone.
Yeah,
it was kind of weird.
It was like I thought they'd met. You kind of make a big deal out of that, and they didn't.
Yeah.
So I kind of have an issue with that. Aside from the fact that he lost an eye, and I kind of know that it's like, oh, well, they're making him like Odin because now he's the king of Asgard.
Also symbolic because now that he's lost his eye, he has a better understanding. You know?
But it's kind of like, here's subtlety, boom, boom,
yeah.
boom, hit you over the head. Now he's an even better king than Odin. Oh, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
It's like I get it, but he still lost the eye. There's a way he could get his eye back, and Mjolnir back.
How?
The Infinity Stones.
They can do that?
The Reality Stone alone can do that. Which I believe was the ether.
Well, I'd be cool with the
Dark
eye.
World.
I don't want him to have the hammer.
Well, yeah. I could go either way with the hammer.
Mm-hmm.
But I want his eye back. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Also, there was footage of there was a trailer done for the Disney Expo back in June or something like that showed footage from Infinity War. And Thor, it shows Thor meeting the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Really?
And he has both eyes. Huh. So I don't know if maybe they also
you'd think he'd have an eye patch.
With the trailer though, they're gonna change the footage so that he does have the eye patch on. Who knows?
I never saw that.
It's on YouTube. It's very low quality. It's someone filming it on a phone or something like that. But it is out there, and he's not missing an eye in that. So I have a problem with that. It's just me. It's just a weird thing. I don't like it when you maim a character. It just does something that I don't like. So, okay. The other thing is, a lot of my problems, believe it, actually have to do with Loki.
Really?
Because, how does the Dark World end? He has deposed Odin and taken his place. Yeah. And it's a big deal. But
he just does it to goof around.
Yeah,
I get that.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's like now I'm the king of Asgard, and you're like, oh my goodness, where's Odin? I hope he's okay. And then he's just they kind of have that whole play thing, which I liked, but it
Matt
was
Damon.
Matt Damon,
and you know who played
Loki.
the Thor guy?
No,
it's the third Hemsworth brother. That's who it was. There's a third dude who's older than all of them.
Know.
That's who it was.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Oh
yeah.
Because I was thinking, I was like, I bet you that's somebody, but I just didn't know who it was.
Yeah. But yeah, I get that.
And it's just kind of like,
it's a little anticlimactic.
He was kind of right. He's kind of like, I mean, yes, you could do the whole argument of, Asgard's weak because, everyone's just kind of partying it up and stuff like that. But he kind of is just keeping it very peaceful, and he's not a bad ruler at all.
I didn't like it because Thor was talking about how everyone was plotting against him. He said he went to the Nine Realms and they were all ready to wage war against them.
That and okay, so I have that problem with the movie. Also, Loki's actions banishing Odin to Earth end up killing Odin. Mm-hmm. Which is what brings Hela back. So basically, everything is Loki's fault in this movie, and he doesn't get blamed for any of it.
Well, the thing is, Odin would have gone anyways. I think he said my time has come. He can't nothing. Him being
because
Earth
he
didn't
was
kill
on
him.
the Earth.
Why would that kill him?
There was something said in the movie that led me to believe that that's what killed him.
I think it's just he's just old and he just died. I really think it would have happened either way, but it's whatever.
Well, and I think they had to kill him because I remember hearing after The Dark World came out that Anthony Hopkins did not want to do another one. So
that's sad.
They managed to get him back for a third one, though.
Yeah, but
so maybe they did a Han Solo. Okay, we promise we will kill you off in this one.
my beef was with, honestly, I was kind of disappointed in the after credits scene. Well, first of all, the very last one was lame because it was not even that funny of a joke. With what's his name? Crap. The guy who's played by the dude in Jurassic Park. The founder, right? Isn't that his name?
The Grandmaster.
The Grandmaster.
Yeah.
That was kind of lame because it wasn't that funny. But the character was awesome. I just got to say he's worth saying He was amazing.
Jeff Goldblum is the actor.
The character of Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum as Jeff Goldblum, just with
weird.
makeup.
Yeah, exactly. He was awesome, but I was a little disappointed in the mid credit scene, I guess you call it, because I wanted a little more because it's the movie right before Infinity War, because Black Panther, I'm assuming it's not gonna have much to do with it. So it's like, that's it. That's all we get, I guess. Then I guess Infinity War is gonna have a lot more explaining to do at the beginning, of Thanos collecting, which is cool. Thanos collecting the Infinity Stones. Also, I think Loki took the Tesseract.
Oh, he definitely did.
Yeah.
In fact, that's in the test footage. He has the Tesseract.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. As soon as I saw him look at that, I was like,
oh, also it was great that Hello was like fake. Because it was
the Infinity Gauntlet.
It was a great way of pawning that off because it was put in the first Thor movie when they didn't really know what they were doing.
Yeah,
with that plot, so they're kind of like, yeah, forget about that, and she's just like fake. I was like, finally.
And I read an article that said like, yeah, that is not the real Gauntlet.
Yeah,
so
because
it has all the stones in it too. Like, of course,
but Thanos has it, because remember he goes, "I'll do it myself." Which one was that?
End of Age of Ultron.
That was by far the best end credit scene. I've been like way overhyped by that, and I've been expecting stuff to match it, and just nothing has been as good.
He was also really good in the first Guardians of the Galaxy. Like that's where we've seen the most of Thanos so far.
Yeah. But yeah, also the character, the Valkyrie girl. What's her name?
Oh my! That was my other. No, that's her name, Valkyrie.
Really?
That's her name in the credits. That's her name on IMDb. Her name is just Valkyrie. And I thought that there was another name. I was actually arguing with my wife about this. I'm like, no, she's got another name. Nope. Valkyrie.
That's your problem with her?
I don't like her.
I liked her a lot.
Okay.
I thought she was done really well.
There was one point when Thor was talking to her and it was either Banner or someone else, and he was explaining something, and she kept doing this thing like... And it was so distracting. I was just like, stop moving your neck from side to side. You're not a snake.
She's drunk, Steven.
She's
an alcoholic.
That and like every time I saw the trailer, any trailer they did, they kept having her do the whole the line, "Here we go," and it sounded doing the neck thing. I don't like that actress. I really don't. She bothered me the entire time.
I thought the character was done well. I liked her, but to each his own.
And I didn't like the fact that Hulk barely has any impact on the final battle. He fights one thing.
The dog.
He fights the dog.
Honestly, I got my hopes up that he might grow. Because I know there were some old comics where he kind of grew in size a little bit. And I guess it would have felt cliche because, Ant-Man did it. But, like, I was honestly, when he fell in the water, I was honestly expecting him to maybe, like, get bigger and then jump back on the bridge. Like, not super bigger. Mm-hmm. Like, not super, like, way bigger. But, like, to where it was kind of like, you saw him, like, get... And it would have just been a cool moment. But it didn't happen. I was expecting him to take care of the dog, jump back on the bridge, and help them fight. Because he could have, annihilated those guys. But no, he's got to... like take forever to fight one dumb dog and then almost fall off the planet.
Right.
That was kind of annoying. I didn't really think about it, but I was kind of like,
as soon as I saw the wolf come back among, with all the other soldiers that she brings back, I was like, that's what Hulk's gonna fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a bit predictable.
Yeah, literally, it could have just been knocked in the water and then been done with, probably. Because, yeah.
And I do like the fact that he came back to fight.
That was hilarious. Giant monster!
But giant monster.
For once in your life, don't smash!
And the monster was voiced by Clancy Brown, by the way, one of my favorite voice actors. So, but yeah, great movie. Best Thor movie. It's not my favorite Marvel movie altogether.
It's one of the best.
But it is fantastic. If you haven't seen it, and if you watched this, hopefully you did see it, because spoilers. We did warn you.
Hopefully you saw it.
We did warn you going in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great. I can't wait to get it on Blu-ray and watch it again, because it was a whole lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.